Sweet 16 into the Elite Eight from downtown. 4 threes away from her intentions to stay or go. Connor with the... Connor on the drive, gets it. That's the history. Will it end with a first ever trip to the Final Four? Connor, 3-ball, got it through the door. Prince with the hand.
Yeah, they've got players that have been around for a while, and that's why they understand this stage. Yeah, Citron has one of the most decorated resumes at Notre Dame. That
10 on the shot clock. Connor attacking Hidalgo, gets inside to score.
Welcome to those of you just joining us. What a start for the Louisville Cardinals. As for Portal, no freshman on the team, but that's the difference between these two.
And it up inside.
Connor, that's what she does.
Erupt.
Madison Connor. Herrera, the mark so far. TCU's the number 2 seed here in the Birmingham Regional 3 during the coach of her D1 career. And they're within 1 point of TCU as Prince, but too strong off the backboard. Connor uses the screen from Prince, takes it right at... That ended a scoring drought of nearly 4 minutes.
Had that huge game in the conference championship.
Madison Connor in a career. But that was a game that Renninger, the freshman, scored 19 points against UConn. A couple of days, and now we start in earnest today. Connor with the side of the bracket as Notre Dame, something to keep an eye on. As Madison Connor.
TCU, and that was in Fort Worth. Connor's been quiet so far, gets an open look, and if she gets
one who's able to score.
Kicked out to Connor, she's got another open look for 3. That's a breakdown.
Asked Mark Campbell about it. He said, I just try to keep things simple, and he says it does help when you have Sedona Prince in the back line.
Helps a lot. It helps when you have Madison.
They're being on the floor, but also Haley Van Lith, so you got 2 point guards.
The pass by Amanopu to the wide open Connor for 3. Connor takes the handoff for Prince, ready to launch at all times. Madison
here on the court today. Quinterly against Haley Van Lith. Haley Van Lith against Jordan.
Connor waiting for 3. Prince to Amanopu. Connor's got a wide open 3. TCU will take that every single time, and they've got another offensive rebound. And Connor has a second chance for Jade. And 12 is her season average. Connor. She's made 17 this season, so she's used to firing from deep. 4 turnovers, all in their last 4 possessions, so a big start there for the Buffaloes. Connor answers with the 3.
Prince grabs the carom. Connor looking for her first bucket and gets it from deep. Connor cans it! That's her shot right there,
Madison Connor left wide open and rattles 1 blocks on the season for Sedona Prince. Tops in the Big 12.
Such an anchor in the post for TCU.
Simple ball.
From the 3. And so she's really going to get them up for Houston.
And TCU opened the game on a 9-0 run. Madison Connor, splash. That's so great to see. She's got 4 in the ball game. And from the out,
block shots to alter shots, but she's also able to see over defenses and get some of those assists.
She floated in the air there for a moment just to stay in on that play after the turnover. Prince back into the game. Connor looking for her first.
We've seen rather, her ability to do just that. Step out and bury mid-range too. There's the first talking about these guards. That's the best way to describe Haley Van Lith. First time seeing her in person. It's very controlled, very calm. That's what you'd expect from someone with as much in her in several weeks, partner.
It is, and that was the best time to drive in there when Sedona had not made it down to the
West Virginia in their next game. Mountaineers, of course, they're going to press you the entire ball game. Here's Connor Oh, it's clinical. Isolated with Skinner's right up in her grill. She'll spin around, look to drive inside, go up strong, and score again. Not showing it tonight here at Mullet Arena, though.
And TCU hasn't been playing characteristically like themselves.
There you go. The experience.
That's true.
There's Van Lith. Connor, a heat check three. Got it again. No fouls yet for Arizona State. Connor again. Why not? To not only break her own record, to do it in consecutive years, but to do it at home.
Yeah.
She's Arizona up by 1. Connor with the shot clock into single digits off the bounce at the elbow. It's won by Emanopu. Madison Connor for 3. Hey, that's like a layup. One. Shot clock off. 5 seconds to go. Second quarter. Maddie Connor for 3. Woo. And a nice O-board by TCU. Maddie Connor, the floater. For the rebound, it goes long and winds up with Hunter. So Arizona needs to lock in. Connor says underneath for TCU. 8 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Connor, triple try. High post. Maddie Connor trying to shake Paris. Saw some daylight. Nobody came to protect the rim, and Maddie.
Delaney Gibb tried to force it into Whining, the first turnover of the ball game, and that's kind of been a problem at times for BYU. Madison Connor,
Delaney Gibb in the open. She came back out right there, was able to hit the 3 and answer TCU, but Madison Connor.
Van Lith. Connor drives left side, got it. The lead is 13. Inside of 50 seconds. Connor for 3, got it. Strong off the glass. Madison Connor for 3, nothing but
That you want to have against the number 9 team in the country.
Aaliyah Robertson getting set to check into the lineup. Madison Connor on the drive, got it.
Going to seek out.
And Krista Gerlich just yelling instructions to her team and said, block out. Madison Connor, catch, shoot, grow up. Krista Gerlich saying, we've got to believe we can win these kind of games. And hey, Madison.
They've had 2 quarters already where they haven't hit double digits.
Madison Connor, they give her a lot of. TCU 4 wins away from a TCU record for wins in a season.
You can't give them gaps. Good players find a way to get through.
Connor, run off her first look, gets a step aside. It's 8 of 13 behind the arc. The nation leader in 3-point percentage for much of the season. Connor answers with a 3-point. Connor with a chance for TCU to pull with even or take the lead. Connor a pull up. Hammer.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that's not typically her being so vocal like that. Ball fake from Connor inside the free throw line goes held scoreless. 2 personals picked up in the first quarter. She sat and watched the majority of the way, and that's like 25 points. It's a new career high after that make. It had been 24. As now TCU says.
Opu, who's so good on the offensive glass, kept it alive, and a second chance here for TCU.
She's caught the ball with her back to the basket, and Prince has been her defender.
Connor.
On a little bit of a delay, so we're doing the best we can here.
Got whiplash. There's a 3, approaching a minute to play in the third. Connor for 2.
From your big, but you cannot let her get hot from 3 if you're TCU.
Connor banks in the 3. Connor trying to get free. Connor leans in with the left hand to finish.
On and combat Prince defensively. But you don't have to guard Magassa out on the perimeter.
Front iron. Put back is blocked, but another offensive rebound. Deep 3 from Connor. Got it.
Turnover margin of plus 4.4. They've taken care of the ball well, and of course, one of the leading assist teams in the nation, and 13. Madison Connor, the offense has gone through her. Connor retreats, fires for 3.
And that's a good job of just taking advantage of that mismatch. Madison was late on the help.
Oh, Connor, right on. TCU by 11 after the 1 of 2 trip at the line. Connor on the backside, catch and shoot 3, fill it up.
Emanopu, but not shying away from that contact.
Madison Connor got it. Opponents have failed to shoot 35%. Couple that with this offense and another one. 6.
To her being Haley Van Lith, and that's how she got a wide open three.
Madison Connor buries her third 3 of the ball game. 14. In the corner, Madison Connor.
I felt like everybody just looked a little shell-shocked the other night and didn't know how to react and how to.
Now look at Sonogo and Sedona Prince. That opens it up. There's the pick your poison we talked. The men of Texas Tech led by as many as 13, lost in overtime to number 3 Iowa State. It's away from the press. Here is Connor, the pull-up. This is where she's money counted, and she was fouled.
Williams knocks down the bucket. She's got 4. Open look for Connor.
Yeah.
And that's her position. It requires defense and rebounding, but an occasional bucket can't hurt. Connor's second chance.
Shot 45%. Cincinnati by 3. Madison Connor got it. Press is broken easily. In the corner for 3. Buried. There's Up front, Madison Connor. Number 2 and 3-pointers made a game, almost 4. That's my minutia stat of the day.
There you go.
I like that. The 3 on the way. Buried. Nice job getting the hand up. Here comes Connor. They give her a lot of space. I'll make
you a little under 40% from the 3.
And Connor left open. Connor bumped off, stops, pops, makes it. Last 4 games, 2 of 9 shooting. Colorado regains the lead. Up top, Madison Connor catch, shoot. Probably not going to see that in the Big 12. Connor over Weta, got it. Of 34 from the arc. Ted Air tried to chase it. Well, Colorado has had the door open, not taking advantage of it. They haven't had a field goal in over 3 minutes. Madison Connor. Here is Madison Connor, National Player of the Week. What a job she did in her last 2 games, averaging over.
Missed that first one is why she hesitated on the wide open second one.
Here is Connor, catch, shoot, splash.
She is such a capable 3-point shooter.
And she was going back to her freshman year where she set a Brown record for 3-pointers made by a standing Colorado team, coached by J.R. Payne, coming in at 10-2. They haven't played since they beat West Virginia.
Not get her shot blocked.
I love any player that played tackle football in the 3rd grade.
On the season.
Top 3-point shooting team in the Big 12, and now defense to offense and the easy score. Officiating crew today, along with Demoya Pugh and Kristen Bell. Here comes the skip, stepping into it. That's Connor and the sharp
to Sedona Prince. Hardest part about a 1-3-1 zone is getting the rebound.
Catch and you.
Is that a CFP College Football Saturday reference or just coincidence?
I'll tell you what, BJ, you still here in control. And a good look again. Connor, you bet. Anderson Knights have still yet to see her on the floor. Meantime, coughing it up. Here's Connor eyeing up. And now the final 60 ticks. Connor this time taking her woman into the passing lanes, nearly with a steal, but keeping it alive is Emma Nopu. And then
first time this season.
Yeah, this game, they're going to pull out some things that they've been working on in practice but haven't played in a game with. And so just trying to see how that all worked early. This is why they scheduled this TCU game so that the Stanford coach likes to get her team.
Top though, but Agnes Eminopu knew right where it was going to fall. Madison Connor for 3, bangs it down.
And that's the type of defensive players that TCU is. You thought you had an open lane. Sierra Gabbard has a really high IQ, and so exactly knowing that Eminopu was coming.
With the offensive rebound, but Van Lith swipes it from the backside.
And that's why Bowman doesn't really like going against the little guards, because they like to get her Diet Dr. Pepper from McDonald's, because she's having a wonderful first half, and there's another one.
I'm loving it.
A rare miss there by Stetson, especially how wide open she was.
Madison Connor. Robertson pulls the carom. TCU out in full flight. Connor always ready to catch and shoot.
Points per game, and so excited to see her get her start today.
Connor with the handoff, and she hits the dead. 4th turnover by Louisiana Tech. Here's Madison Connor for 3, and there's 1,000. Door says, hey, let's slow it down a little bit, and maybe a young team takes it a little bit too far as the easy jump in the Seminopu blows and goes. Gives it up. Nice extra pass. Connor for three.
Just look at how they're swarming on Sedona Prince on the inside. And
debuting that press. You'll see just making the Owls turn it over. And Madison Connor, like you said, got that 100th block. But she leads the nation in blocks per game at 4.3.
And she intimidates so many others.
Is just as impactful on both ends of the court.
It's a lineup. They've all really come together, and the pieces fit for what's a really talented. Do give South Florida credit, though, that this hasn't gotten totally out of control. A bit of fun the day before you play. And then they'll have some on the day after, which is tomorrow. And then you go back. You saw Van Lith on the free throw line.
Well, we called her fiery before the game, and that's what she does.
Hidalgo rattles home the triple. And a point shy of their largest lead. 10 for Sonia Citron. Capitalizing on some TCU mistakes, Irish have 21 points off of TCU's turnovers.
On the bench with 4 fouls, it changes the dynamic of their offense and also their defense. How are they going to guard Prince?
But she's one of those players the coaches were telling us is just so eager to learn. Madison Connor for three. Knocks out Madison Connor.
Here, Coach Campbell saying push, push. They want to get out in transition.
Idaho State within 8. Final 3 seconds. Madison rattles it home. Points came off turnovers from Idaho State. Connor can also drive. This time pulls up, stays. That's a luxury TCU has. Their guards are good rebounders. Madison buries the shot. Nice ball movement. Madison Connor lets it fly. Dono had to catch up with Haley Van Lith in the corner. Madison for three. Buries it. Shooting the basketball. Up ahead to Madison. Plants the feet. Lets it fly. Got it. Your first start of the year after starting 32 last season. Madison Connor on the drive. Of the way, popped out. The three. Buried. Back out. Madison Connor left wide open, and she's got.
Those 50-50 balls, in tight games are really game-changing.
Madison over McKenzie, and you get
scoring for NC State against this pressure. They are getting looks. That was a great look for James.
Oh, they missed her wide open underneath Bigby. Connor goes off the dribble, gets a body into the in this second half.
She comes up grimacing a little bit, but I like the play call. And then
in this second half, Connor on the drive, little English on the
last, little strong. Madison left wide open, and she makes them pay.
And that's what Texas State wanted them to do. They wanted them to have to take a second and think. And you see TCU's continuing to make passes, alive or whatever the case may be.
Madison Connor for three, splash.
Not be with you. We know you can make that shot, but does your teammate have a better shot? Just like that.
That's a better shot. That's a better throw.
She does today.
Which I busted her chops about not having it, but she had it today. Here she goes, and she's got it. And that was head coach Trelane Powell. Had a great visit with her in her second year, and another in Georgia. Madison. Oh my, misses her.
Head first going down. And so New Orleans got to do a better job of trying to stop them.
Their opponents to under 40% field goal percentage. That's the first time they've done that since the 2020 season. And Van Lith. Boy, Hunter was already down the court. Madison, splash. Turn into big things. Madison Connor again. It's another three. Her 8th of the ball game.
Finish off of those turnovers.
TCU 17 points off turnovers and the three. No, she gets the rebound. Her training regime includes hitting 500 three-pointers a day. How about that, Madison Connor? By Gaigu.
See that pick and pop here.
Madison to the hole.
And even with the lead at this point, you know, TCU still has starters in because they're still trying to build chemistry and work on their sets.
There's what we wanted.